Hello friends, how are you all? I hope you are keeping fine and safe in this pandemic. Just stay home and stay safe. In this video today, we are going to discuss how to prepare for English MA entrance exam. Now, this is a question which most of you might ask, or there might be confusion for English students. So, we are going to discuss about that. Let's have an overview of English literature first. In British literature, you have to be pretty thorough with British literature because you do UGC NET or MA in English or any other degree courses, then you will definitely need to have a required knowledge about this British literature. This is really very important. You should know about its history, chronology, the works of major writers, and so on. Then we will quickly jump to the kind of literature that is American, Indian, and so on. And also this will include world literature. Then we will move on to the literary terms that is there in the English syllabus. Literary terms contains figures of speech and so on. But here, trust me, there is a lot to learn in it. It is not only limited to speeches. It is not only limited to figures of speech as I told you, but there is much more to it. Finally, the most interesting and the exciting part of literature is literature theory. Here, you will come to know about the classical theories of Aristotle, literary criticisms, and the literature theories that have, developed since 20th centuries and so on. So this is a quite interesting part, I feel. Now let me quickly go to the introduction of the Romantic period, that is from 1785 to around 1830. The brief timeline of major events of that period, the French Revolution, the rise and fall of Napoleon, and so on. It then talks about the duration of Romantic era, beginning at 1785, with the death of Samuel Johnson and ending in around 1830s and so. Then it discusses about the social historical events of that era, then how the French Revolution affected all the English society in that period of time, then how England was transitioning from agriculture to industrial society. It was transforming itself. And then it discusses how the historical events shaped the actual era, how great role it was. Not only in politics, there was also a revolution in literature brought about by Wordsworth. It is said that he set himself in opposition to the literary ancient regime with those writers of the 18th century who, in his view, had imposed on poetry artificial conventions that distorted its free and natural expression. Instead, Wordsworth said that he will write in a selection of language really used by men and that he will use material from common source of life. It says about the role of imagination, nature, nature poetry, romantic poetry, and so on. It uses nature as stimulus for the poet to engage in thinking, representation of romantic works, and in fact, poems of feeling full of meditation, which, although often stimulated by a natural phenomena, are considered with central human experiences. Here, you also have to study about the Romantic period writers, like to name a few Wordsworth, Keats, Shelley, and so on. Now, coming to the portion of Indian literature, there is, I will consider it a very nice book of A Concise History of Indian Literature in English by Arvind Krishna Mehrotra. This is a very, very good book. You can consider it as a great book. It covers about writers from the early period of Indian literature like Muhammad and also 21st century writers. Different chapters are written by different authors, but still this book is very much preferable. This is recommended a lot. I personally prefer this book. This is also very well written, so the language is also quite okay. So definitely you can refer to this book if you are preparing for the entrance exam. This was only about Indian literature. You have to read classical literature also. For classical literature, you can look up to the works of Kalidas and others also. No issues with that. You have to go through actually. Now, Masters in English Literature is one of the popular degree and career options available to students who has completed their undergraduate studies. Now, talking about the course, this course is suitable for graduates from variety of disciplines. Here I will discuss some of the important tips you can follow if you wish to go through this thing. First, full historical coverage of English literature. You should focus on history of English, starting from the ancient period to contemporary period. It is crucial to your MA English entrance preparation. Secondly, how to deal with factual questions during MA English entrance exam. How to prepare with factual questions. You should also gather all the authentic facts that will help you in dealing with these factual questions. For example, let's discuss studying the Renaissance period is very important. Thirdly, divide syllabus in two separate models. You should have the proper knowledge of drama history, important genres, major poetry drama, prose, theatrical performance, and movie adaptations from, especially from Shakespeare's plays and so on. Now, the next thing I'm going to discuss is passage reading and statement based questions. Regular assessment of preparation. For this, you can buy online books which are so much available, or I can refer you Arihan publication book for MA preparation and read from there. You can read about history of English literature, make notes according to the prescribed period in the history of English literature. Try to read summaries of all the writers of all the period. Maybe a few examples I can discuss is Chaucer, Shakespeare, Dickens, etc. and so many authors. Summarizing the points for preparation, first, you should focus on history of English starting from ancient and contemporary period. This is really very important. Secondly, you should have basic knowledge of social, political, and economic background of all the ages that you are going to cover. Highlighting all the important literary events and movements associated with a particular age. This is important. Now discussing the third tip. During MA English entrance preparation, you should also gather all the authentic facts that will help you in dealing with factual questions. Fourthly, I would like to discuss history of English literature, which has detailed coverage of British literature with some references to other literatures as well. But nowadays, top universities are given equal weightage to other literatures alongside British literature, and this is really very practical. This includes broad range of categories for other literature in your MA English entrance preparations, such as American, you have Indian, you have English, Caribbean, Australian, African literature, etc. And there are so many other literatures as well. You should also have the proper knowledge of drama history, important journals, major poetry dramas, and prose, theatrical performances, and movie adaptations from Shakespeare's plays that I have already discussed. Sixth point, you should also have proper idea of literature theory and criticism. Seventh point, you should develop critical thinking, reading, and definitely writing skills. The eighth point, you should need literature in relation to art forms. Go through all important rhetorical devices, poetic forms, literary terms, and narrative techniques. Trust me, with this, you should also solve previous year's papers. And definitely mock test series are available. You should give them to analyze your preparation level. You can go for Arihant books, History of English Literature by David, and there are various other books which are available online also, and you can get it from any shop also. So all these are the points that I have discussed about English entrance exam, that is MA English entrance exam. Not only this, before you prepare or you think of preparing that yes, I want to study English, I want to go for MA, you should make a proper schedule. There are so many entrance exams most of the top universities are taking, and that is really very important. Trust me, I'm sure you are not wanting to lose a year because you are not able to crack the entrance exam also. So before you think of doing anything, I think it is better you start preparing yourself, because now we have a lot of time. And if you are confident enough that yes, I want to pursue my MA entrance, I want to go for English literature, definitely I think this is the best time you should start. Don't linger about wondering what I should do, what I shouldn't. Should I take MA in my future? Is that prosperous, or will that fetch me a good job and a better salary with it? Definitely it will. English is a very prosperous field, and there is so much you will get to learn. And definitely one of the most important thing is, if you go through English, if you are an MA postgraduate, then definitely the teaching field is very good for you. That is recommended for you. Definitely you can take MA. After that you can continue with your PhD if you want for college level, or definitely if you want to restrict yourself to school level teaching, then your master's degree will also do well. But discussing here that if you want to go for college level teaching, apart from PhD, you have to give one exam called NET. That is NET English exam. You have to crack that, and then you can apply for college teaching. So there are various career options available to you if you want to pursue your career with MA English. So don't be shaky about taking English literature. It's really a recommended one. There are many people who have taken English literature in their career, and they have succeeded very well. They are shining bright in their lives. There are various examples. I just don't want to discuss right now. The video will get prolonged. So I just want to say, don't linger on, don't be shaky, be confident while you are taking English literature. And one more thing, don't take English literature because someone else is pursuing you, someone else is forcing you. Do not do that, because your love for literature has to come from within. You don't want to do anything, or we cannot do something for a long period of time if we do not love that. So if someone is forcing or repeatedly asking you to do so, first analyze yourself, judge yourself as to what you want to study, what subject or what field you want to choose, because this will be your career. You have to get established through this field, and definitely no one suggestion will influence your life as much as yours. So please take a decision for yourself. Do not get evaded by someone else's decision. And if you are taking or planning to take MA, then definitely this is a very good time. Start preparing yourself. So that's all I would like to say here. I would like to conclude my video here, just saying that stay safe. Things around are really not going fine. Situations are worsening every day, but still there will be hope. We will come to live in a better world someday, and definitely we are living with that hope. So I would conclude my video here. Stay safe, stay happy, and spread positive vibes. Thank you.